Welcome to Epic Geek Out, the only show on the internet where in Olympus Has Fallen, Gerard Butler kicks someone down a hole and yells, "This is America." I'm your host, Gerard.
And I'm your host, Chad, and today we're talking about the film Olympus Has Fallen.
And on Thursday, we're going to be giving our review of A&E's new show, Bates Motel.
As always, you can check us out over at Twitter at Epic Geek Out. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Epic Geek Out. Also, check out the website, www.epicgeekout.com. But let's get into our review of Olympus Has Fallen. So Olympus Has Fallen stars Gerard Butler, Aaron Eckhart, and is really just the story of the White House gets taken over by some North Koreans, and Gerard Butler needs to save the day. And it's kind of it has kind of an old school schlocky, like Air Force One kind of feel. If this was, made back in the day, I feel like Harrison Ford would have starred in it. But it is your typical action drama. It is a pretty hard R rating, which I, for some reason, thought it was PG-13 going into it. Totally not a PG-13 movie. But, Chad, what did you think of Olympus Has Fallen?
It's not good. It's not good by any means. But I'm going to try to make an educated review in the fact that I knew what this movie was. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of lowering the bar a little bit on what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Still not good, unfortunately. I think I'll start with the only thing that I feel like was kind of a redeeming grace of this movie was the actors involved. Also Morgan Freeman.
Oh, yeah.
Great actors, and Gerard Butler, I'm a huge fan of. I think he's a really likable lead character. I really, you like the guy. He seems like a good guy in person, that he would do all that nice stuff for you. And
like stab you in the face.
And stab you in the face multiple times. So, I mean, that's really, that was a good part of it. But, like, as far as being a stupid action movie, obviously I liked the Die Hard, movie. But there's no fun action in this. I mean, it was very by the book, vanilla, like everything you could see coming a mile away. The action scenes were boring and nothing really creative. Lots of face stabbing, lots of people getting shot, which is whatever.
A lot of people running into bullets, which seems to be this like action trend these days where, I mean, even if like you're commanded to go to this station, you're not going to run when you see the bullets flying. I mean, people don't like cover in this movie at all.
Exactly. Not to mention Gerard Butler could just walk around and not get shot, but then like reach around the corner with a gun and shoot guys in the head, crazy. And you gotta suspend your disbelief because it is invading the White House, which that would never happen. But the stuff that they could, so I got past that part of it, but then other stuff just didn't make any sense. Like it would never happen. It's like, all right, I already bought into the fact that the White House got invaded, but that would never happen. Like that stuff, that really irritated me because it treated us, the audience, as if we were stupid. Because it's like, hey, this stuff, this is gonna happen. This is how this works. No, that's not how it works. I mean, I'm an American. I'm not really into politics, but I know that he wouldn't take people into the bunker with him.
Yeah,
I know that. And the whole plan hinged on things that would never happen.
Yeah, I mean, for like the terrorist plan to actually work, 100% of the things had to go
exactly
right.
It's crazy.
The army arrives in 15 minutes. Yeah. We got this done in 13.
Ridiculous, ridiculous. And like also just the constant blatant pandering to the audience and saying, this is Secretary of State so-and-so. Like, you wouldn't address somebody like that.
Well, for the eighth time.
For the eighth time, right.
In the emergency situations.
And maybe that's not a good example because Secretary of State usually, or the President, they do save them by their titles. But other people are like, so-and-so's sister, this. Like, we know who this is. Like, you've established that. So, it just, again, by the book, they had the shoehorned emotional thing in the beginning that was going to come back at the end.
Which
somehow.
They showed in the trailer.
Yeah, like everything was so plain. Yeah. And it could have been a fun movie because this cool concept, there's a Vince Flynn book that is similar to this where, the White House gets invaded, he has to save them, which is really cool, really good book. Also, 24 did this, and they made it interesting, but this was just like literally nothing. It didn't matter that it was in the White House. It could have been anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the only thing is that it was so
they went
impossible.
for the iconic,
yeah.
I mean, visuals that it had of, the residential wing being down and things like that.
Yeah.
But,
and just one more thing, like the CG was awful. I mean, and not that it was misused because they had to do CG.
CG was really bad. Like
Are you talking about I'm talking about when the monument fell.
that
like
was bad, yeah.
the bricks looked like cardboard. Like
and a
it
giant boulder just crushed people.
Yeah,
just crushed
it was awful.
people.
Like
yeah.
it didn't look real at all, and I know it's not real, and I know they need to use CG there, but man, it was just unfortunate because I didn't think it was gonna be good, but I was hoping at least it'd be fun, and it wasn't. So definitely wait.
Yeah, so I didn't hate it nearly as much as Chad did. I had such lowered expectations for this movie, and also the fact that I assumed it was a PG-13 movie for some reason going into it. Kind of when the action started and it was, ramped up, I kind of did enjoy some parts of this movie.
It's definitely visceral and like real, and gunshots in the head and stuff.
Yeah, the characters could have been anyone. I feel, even Morgan Freeman, trying to bring some severe... Oh, the eyebrow guy. We have to talk about eyebrow guy. So there is just this one person
I don't even know who he was.
has like 6 lines. I don't even know the actor's name, but he had the most, not menacing, but like accentuated eyebrows. I can't even do it. The whole time, he would just
pan to
it was
him
before
to show
anything even
reaction
happened,
shot.
and they would just pan to his reaction shot, and don't even give him any dialogue. It was ridiculous, but I digress. This movie is exactly what it is, and it does pander to the whole "Yay America" thing, but it never does anything to deserve that. Whereas a movie like Lincoln shows the country overcoming a great obstacle, this did not deserve any of the moments.
The flag going down.
It ended with a shot of the American flag, and I'm so that's just. That's such pandering. And
we love America. Don't get us wrong.
No, but it needs to deserve those moments when it's going to be this hard R movie. Don't pander to us in this setting. But again, there were some fun moments. There was a fun interrogation scene where something happened that I wasn't expecting, which. In this movie, to have something happen that you weren't expecting was good. And some of the action was good. From the things that happened in the beginning of the movie, he's not on the Secret Service detail anymore. And he kind of just runs in behind the terrorist, just shooting him, behind, just taking him off. And just some very odd, weird moments. But, it is what it is. And you cannot expect anything more if you're looking for just 2-hour-long action movie, cursing and violence. That's what you're gonna get. It's hard
I think
to.
For a 2-hour action movie, I wanted more action. There was plenty of action, but
let
just
me
more
pose this
interesting and
question.
fun action.
This one or the new Die Hard?
New Die Hard.
Oh,
because at least that's funny at parts and
See, I would take this.
You got Bruce Willis being badass.
Yeah, but. That was the worst. But I would actually take this one just because I think there was less people running into bullets, which there was a lot of in the new Die Hard movie. So so it's not so many.
Here's why I think because the Die Hard movie I don't think took itself as seriously as this movie did, and this movie that irritated me when it was trying to take itself so super serious, but then it was so lazy too. The getting the codes, and I don't want to spoil anything, but it was the exact same scene twice.
I definitely agree with you on all those points, but at least it didn't besmirch a franchise like Die Hard.
Yeah.
At least this was, original characters and
so
things
we can
like
just forget
that.
about it.
So you can, it's not going to hurt as much. But yeah, I think both, were pretty bad movies, and the whole action movie this year isn't going off.
And unfortunately, there's another movie coming out this summer, White House Down. The trailer isn't out yet, but it's the exact same premise. I don't know. It baffles me. I get Volcano, Armageddon, that stuff, because that's a more general plot. This is such a specific plot that it's crazy. I don't get it. But Channing Tatum, so hopefully he's a little bit better. But we'll see. So that's
Olympus Has Fallen.
Check it out on video.
Yeah, video. Video's good. So it's that time of the episode where we like to give our thanks. Chad, what are you thankful for today?
Well, about 2 weeks ago, Google Reader fell. It has died. Well, it's still around until July.
It's.
But if you've watched the show before, I've thanked Google Reader before as my go-to RSS feed reader for all the geek news and stuff like that. But I've since switched because obviously it's closing its doors in July. So the new one that I'm interested in is called Feedly. You can find it at feedly.com. And they actually also have an app for iOS and Android. And it's really simple. And at first I wasn't all about it. And I was checking out this one called News Blur. But the servers got crazy overloaded. And that's just one guy doing that one. So it was kind of unusable. So I was like, for the meantime, I'll check this other one out, and I'm really liking it. It's a lot simpler than any of those other ones like Pulse or Flipboard, which I use for the iPad, but it's kind of like graphical, and I like more of like the title base, so I can see what the articles are and click on them if I want to read them. So check it out. It's feedly.com. It's free, and you can get it for Chrome, the browser, or also your iPhone, iPad, or Android.
Cool. So for my thanks today, I'm just going to do a little mini review of another movie that I caught this weekend. I also got the chance to see Spring Breakers, which is Harmony Korman's take on the debauchery that is spring break. It stars, it's pretty much like they went for all Disney people who've worked
That's
for
hilarious.
Disney and or like ABC Family, which is, an affiliate. And it's kind of the story of these 4 girls. They need to get to spring break, so they decide, 3 of them rob a local chicken store, and then they go down to spring break, they get in trouble, and then they're busted out of jail by James Franco's character, he plays this white rapper alien. It was a very heavy-handed movie with the point that it was trying to get across, but the thing that I kind of want to comment on, I saw it on a Friday night, and I think the oldest person in the theater, which is crazy because my movie theater does a bad job not letting these kids into this very hard R-rated movie, and there was a security guard outside of the movie. So I didn't understand how that happened, and it's funny because though I thought the movie was heavy-handed with the points that it was trying to get across and the message, none of those kids got it, which is saying something. Like, was it not heavy-handed enough? I don't know, but it's kind of an ultra-violent, kind of ridiculous movie. I don't want to get into too many details, but I do think it is one that is worth checking out because I think it does kind of paint, unfortunately, our generation in some kind of light, and it does have a point, though it might not have accomplished it the best way. So check out Spring Breakers if you have a chance.
Cool. We're gonna be back on Thursday talking about the new drama from A&E, Bates Motel. So make sure you check back for that. But thanks for watching this episode, and we'll see you next time.